If you like the light, this episode is not for you. If you don't mind the shadows, stay tuned. Recently, I read 2 books that really blew my mind. They were very original and they took things that already exist out there and, in my opinion, gave a fresh start. They're both horrors and I highly recommend both of them. The first book that I have for you is The Watchers by A.M. Shine. It came out on Kindle or as an ebook in October. I believe the hardcover is coming out in March next year. So it's by an Irish female debut author, and in it we follow Mina, who's basically delivering a bird. Her car dies down. She goes searching for help in the forest and is caught up in a situation. And the situation is some people yell at her to make it to this bunker because they come at night. And they have to stay in the bunker with their lights on, being watched by these beings that they cannot see. And they are totally creepy. Apparently, I just realized it takes a lot to make me scared when reading a book, because I can't really picture things in my head. I can't just relate emotionally to the characters. But I guarantee you, if I could picture things in my head, I would be terrified of this book. There's only 4 characters and they are in this bunker. You don't know if they're reliable, unreliable. There's this tension. They have to make it there. And then the tension between them is brewing. And is one going to turn on the other and kick them out for the bunkers where they will be completely ripped apart by these creatures they have never seen before, and it shouldn't be walking on Earth anymore. The characters were amazing. I really loved the twist Shine gave on the methods of the changeling. It was fresh and it made sense and evoked some of the best things I like in life. If you ever played Myst, the computer game, especially Myst 3, it gave those same vibes of gloom and doom, and you can do this but you can't. So I felt like I was in an episode of Myst as a protagonist as I read this book, but it also gave me Major Toto's vibe. Her writing is very poetic, easy to read. She pulls you in and you get stuck in that world. And I'm gonna tell you, the way she ended the book is the perfect open-ended ending that a book like this deserves. It was like that last page. I was like, yes. Yes, that last paragraph could have ruined the whole book, but it didn't. This is definitely on a must-read list, and I highly recommend. So again, The Watchers by A.M. Shine. Now, a book that I finished this morning, and it took me longer than usual to finish this book. It took me almost 3 weeks because it was so disgusting and disturbing at times. It really, it didn't really scare me, but it is the book that disturbed me the most in a very long time. And the book I'm talking about is The Shadow People by John Masterton. This is a police procedural with a supernatural touch. So basically we follow Jamila and Jerry, 2 DCIs that know their shit and only work together when the case is out there. Okay, so they got called. Why? Because two things kind of happen at the same time. One, there's this huge man, smelly, almost dressed like a baby clown or something. That's how I picture him. He is disgusting and scary, a brute of a man who's found trying to steal some crayons, a very specific crayon. He's taken to police custody. All he does is grunt, try to attack them, and eventually he does much worse. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, the police is called because 3 bodies were found at a basement of an abandoned warehouse, carpet store, something like that. That would be fine if the bodies hadn't been clearly cooked and eaten until almost nothing was left over. And investigating that crime scene, they see this picture on the wall that was made with the very same crayon that brute of a man was trying to steal. And this picture is, nothing much. Just a picture of kind of like a demon with gold legs and yellow eyes and a very large protuberant erect member. And very clear indications that a lot of other people lived there. So that's what they have to deal with, and is told in multiple perspectives. And I'm telling you, the scenes when we meet with the shadow people, when we see them, they pull you in, but they push you away at the same time. This is my second book by Graham Masterton, and I'm telling you, this is the best one I've read so far. He writes in a way that is impossible for you not to be immersed in his world. I think he can write shit and it will still be a riveting, compelling read. I mean, that's my opinion until now. And the way that he balanced the real life police procedure and that side of the investigation, that I look at everything as concrete scientific, and on the other side, these crazy people that believe they are sent by God and they are not human, and the explanation that was given for everything, and the way they both tie together, and the way the book ended, and what happened to... This is another book, I think, that it ended the way it should have ended, and the ending would either make it or break it, and made it again. And I think that's why I'm not only these people like the dark and shadows. These authors also really knew how to tell the story. And I'm telling you, they also knew how to end it. I loved this book. Is definitely, both of them are definitely going to be like a hardcover buy for me when they come out. The Shadow People comes out on Kindle most definitely in December 9th. And at least I believe that the hardcover is coming out March 2022, even though on Goodreads it looks as though it might also come up in December, but I've checked on Indigo to pre-order, and the date they have there for me is March. So maybe in some countries it's going to come out now, but holy, please read these 2 books, especially on a dark, wintry night with a hard snowfall, if you're blessed enough to have that around you, and the wind howling. That's the night you should pick these books up, and I dare you to read them in the dark and not be disturbed or highly immersed. It's up to you. But again, these are the 2 books that I loved and I think everybody should read. Hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, be the hummingbird.